So this is our learning objectives, no? We should describe the information processing operations required to update the GL and to produce reports for internal and external users. Identify major threats in GL and reporting activities. Evaluate the adequacy of various control procedures for dealing with them. Understand the implication of new IT developments such as XBRL and changes in external reporting requirements such as IFRS, for the design and operation of the general ledger and reporting system. And of course, discuss the responsibility accounting, balance scorecards, and graph. So, yan ang objective sa GL. Okay, so go over natin. This is the context diagram of the GL and reporting system. So, ang GL talaga yung lahat ng mga system, yung mga production cycle, revenue cycle, papasok sa GL. So, parang siya ang catch basin, no? Kasi ito kasi yung nagre-report. Siya yung nagre-record ng mga transactions. Nag-update sa general ledgers, no? So, from revenue cycle, expenditure cycle, production cycle, human resource, and even on the budget directors. And we have also several outputs, mga reports, no? We have accounting reports and also the managerial reports. Okay. So, we have four sub-process of the GL. First is update the GL, post adjusting entries, prepare FS, and produce managerial reports. No? From accounting subsystem, update na. Yung treasurer din, magbibigay ng journal entry if there are adjusting entries sa controller, no? So, papasok sa GL. And then, magbibigay ng reports to external and even to internal users. This is the typical design of online GL and reporting system. So, usually, naka-database na, no? Hindi na natin makikita yung process ng accounting. Yung first is identification of transactions kasi yung mga transactions natin nandun na sa revenue cycle and expenditure cycle. Wala na din yung mga magawa pa tayo ng T-account, no? Kasi si GL na automatic, the GL system will produce it. And automatic, makikita na yung mga reports, no, on the financial statement. So, magbibigay na lang ng mga display on the computer. Display on the journal listing, the account status, the cash flow, the audit analysis, and budget versus actual. So, titingnan yung mga variances. So, these are the threats and control in the GL and reporting system. Wala tayong research this, for kulo number 4 or week 4. Week 8 to 9. So, wala lang. Anyway, okay na yung mga research natin. So, we have activities, we have threat, and controls. So, again, this threat, no, yung threat 1, 2, and 3, ma-address yung threat nito by applying internal control. So, first threat is inaccurate or invalid GL data. So, you can address it by data processing, integrity controls, restrictions of access to GL, review of all changes to GL data. Unauthorized disclosure of financial statement, you can address it through access control and encryption, no? Encrypted, may mga passwords. Loss or destruction of data, you can address it by backup and disaster recovery procedures. Yung first activity sa GL, update GL. So, yung mga threat dito is an inaccurate updating of GL and unauthorized journal entries. So, you can address it through data entry, processing integrity controls, reconciliation and control reports. And we have also audit trail creation and review for inaccurate updating. So, makikita who are the person responsible on updating that GL. We have also unauthorized journal entries, so you can address it using access controls, reconciliation and control reports, and audit trail creation and review. The second activity in the GL is post-adjusting entries. So there are two threats there, inaccurate adjusting entries and unauthorized adjusting entries. So Pwede siya makontrol using data entry, processing integrity control, spreadsheet error protection controls, ano pa, standard adjusting entries, reconciliation and control reports, audit trail creation and review. For unauthorized adjusting entry, access control, balik yapo no. Okay, unauthorized man, reconciliation and control reports, and audit trail creation and review. Okay? And then the third activity, prepare FS. We have two threats there, inaccurate financial statements and fraudulent financial reporting. So you can address it through processing integrity control, use of package software, training and experience in applying IFRS and XBRL, and also audits, no? Audits, mayroong mga audit trail. For producing managerial reports, ang threat there is poorly designed reports and graph. So you can address it using responsibility accounting, balance scorecard, and training on proper graph design. Okay? This is also mentioned in your SIM. No, tanawan ninyo inyong SIM. Okay, so let's go to the detail of updating the GL. Okay, when you update the GL, when you update your journal entries, yung journal entry natin coming from the accounting subsystem or coming from the treasurer. Okay, yung accounting subsystem natin, yung last nga mga topics natin, we have the revenue cycle, the expenditure cycle, if there are also payroll cycle, the conversion cycle, yung sa manufacturing concern. So if meron silang transactions there, the GL system will be updated. For the treasurer naman, kasi meron silang mga journal entries, no? So, example, issuance of debts, issuance of stocks. So that's part of the treasurer man siya. So they will make adjusting and they will make journal entry on the subsystem. So that's one of the source of the journal entry in the GL system. Okay. So for journal entries, we have several processing control, no? Pwede input control and processing control. So these are input control, validity check, field format check, no? This is already naka-installed na ito in the program, no? In the part of the programmer, they will do this one, no? Na yung mga validity check. So if you are auditing through the computer, you will double check this one, no? Kasi we have two types of auditing around and auditing through. So kung auditing through, you check, no, kung meron bang mga validity check, meron bang field check, no? Meron bang zero balance check, no? Automatic the system will prompt na you cannot proceed it because there are incorrect format, incorrect field. So ito yung mga checking nito, no? Makikita mo ito when you encode your data even in the internet, di ba? Example, when you encode your email, kung mali ang email, the system will prompt you na mali ang email. So that's part of the validity check. Field check also, na only numeric data. Now, if you put alphabet nga data, the system will prompt you na mali. You cannot proceed. And also, we have zero balance check na dapat the debit and the credit is equal. Completeness test, dapat lahat na meron siyang required talaga, you need to complete it, you need to put some data. We have also closed loop verification, and then we have sign check. Run-to-run totals, no? Titingnan yung mga hash totals. Verify the accuracy of journal voucher batch processing if it is batch processing. So, strong access control, strong control on that system nila. So, you can already assess the internal control nga low, no? If low ang internal control is, you can proceed to substantive testing, lesser substantive testing. So, kailangan talaga malalaman natin, no? Kasi we need to assess the internal control of the company. Okay, what else? Okay, so audit trail is very important. dapat merong traceable path ang ating mga transactions, no? Even in your QuickBooks before, di ba? If you will go to the GL account, you can trace it when you click that account title. Makikita mo yung matitrace mo ano yung mga source ng, for example, this amount, no? Na amount, when you click that one, mabalik siya sa original source. So, dapat ganun ang ating system na i-audit trail. You can trace it back to the original source. Okay. For post-adjusting entries naman, meron tayong adjusting entries at the end of the year. So these are the usual 5 categories of our adjusting entries. So we have accruals, we have deferrals, we have estimates, we have also revaluations and corrections. So you can do that one in the GL system. No, make general journal or journal entries gihapon. Kasi this is also part of the you will make an entry, no? For accrual, example here is interest revenue earned and wages payable. At the end of the year, alam naman natin ito, no? At the end of the year, kailangan siya i-adjust natin, no? Nga dapat within that year only, within that reporting date. So, meron tayong na-earned, meron din tayong na-incurred na expenses na hindi pa siya nababayaran. We have also deferrals, no? So, kailangan i-adjust din. And then we have also estimates. For example, here is depreciation, bad debts, revaluation. If you are using revaluation accounting, you can adjust also. And then if there are corrections, no, nga nakikita, effect of errors found in the GL, so you will also make adjusting entries. Okay. For the FS, ito, we are already using international standards naman, walang problema. Ito, XBRL. This XBRL revolutionized the reporting process, di ba? Alam naman natin, the Security Exchange Commission, even the BIR, ano pa bang mga kanang mga agency in the government na needed na you need to file your FS, no? For the bank also, we have the DSP, ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. For the cooperative, we have the NEDA. For majority from the SEC, from the Security Exchange Commission, you need to submit your financial statements, no? Yung iba naman, they are using already mga online FS, no? You submit it. So using XBRL, tagging na siya tagging of the your FS nga madali na siya ma-compare. You can already compare it to your industry, no? So this is extensible business reporting language. It's a variant of XML. So usually tagging ito, na yung mga tagging on the FS, no? And then HTML gihapon siya. There's still a format, no? Ang purpose lang talaga dito is, of course, in the reporting process, when you submit it to the SEC, to the BIR, and etc., and then they can already compare, no? Within that industry, kung ano ba yung average, mga averaging. So, and then magagamit ito for mga researches po, no? Madali na ang pag-compare for the XBRL. So, napadali ang submission, no, of the FS using XBRL language. So, there is a unique identifying name of the software. May mga element din, no? Mandated ito with especially the BIR, no? Na sila yung mga element na nilagay nga comparable sa ubang mga company. No? Using tagging, na yung mga tagging. They can link it, no? In a way, this is more technical. So, ang sa atin lang is ano bang purpose nito? Mapadali, no, ang reporting process for the XBRL. Okay, what is the role of accountant? So, the accountant, we are the accountants, no? We play a major role in all phases of the XBRL reporting, no? Beginning with the selection of the appropriate taxonomy, etc. Pero kini class is kanang if you are using the BIR naana na sila yung mga formatting, no? Magagamit mo na siya. I just encode ano ba yung sales mo, ano ba yung kung ano, you just put some figure there and then automatic na naka-format na siya, XBRL format na siya. Meron na silang software nga compatible with dapat i-compatible with your software. Madali na lang ang pagre-report. Okay. Next, for managerial reports, no? So, yung control there is more on responsibility accounting. So, this is a system of reporting financial reports on the basis of managerial responsibility within the organization kasi we have different centers, no? Meron tayong mga cost centers. We have also, ano pa ba mga centers natin? We have the revenue centers, gani, depending on their responsibility. And then titingnan ano kung cost centers yan, ano yung budget, and then ano yung actual, gina-compare natin, no? So that's one way of checking whether they are performing well, no? Whether they are efficient and effective in their performance. So merong mga flexible budget, tinitingnan, no? And then gina double check, no, what is the variance, if it is acceptable or not acceptable. Another way is using balance scorecard. Pero karon dili na ambot na pa ba naggamit og balance scorecard. Naagihapon, no, mga gumagamit ng balance scorecard. We have four dimension goals here, no. You have financial, customers, internal operation, innovation, and learning. But others, they have also based on their target na measurable target, no. Sa we have the kuan naman na ano po tayo lahi, no, based on our target. Ano yan? QPI ba yun, no? Meron tayong mga target, and then double check whether na-achieve ba yung target, no, from prior period and then current period, and then you can already compare whether the company or the center is performing well. So, yan, dapat siya measurable, no, if you are using balance scorecard. Okay. Ang iba naman, they are using graph, no? This is artificial intelligence na ang kibali na yung mga artificial intelligence ng mga using graph, they can already identify the trends, no, on the growth of their sales or the growth of the earnings per share. So makikita na merong growth. Okay. Oh, ayan. So gamay ra kaayo ang ato ang GL system, no? Again, you need to look on the mga quizzes here in the textbook. Okay. Next. Ano pa tayo ng isang kini. I hope makita ni siya. Teka ha. I-close natin. Hindi siya makita. Sige, stop na.